Well, do I have a story for you? And Rhiannon, I just had to lift her off the floor from laughing her bloody ass off. G'day everyone, welcome back. Moustache is gone. I know, sad day, sad day. It was getting a bit much. I thought, oh no, bugger it. I'll shave it off because we got Movember coming up in only a couple of weeks, and I'll be able to grow it back then. But we're getting into the full swing of things now, and we're getting very close to harvest. So, as you can see, I'm not heading towards the shed. I'm heading towards town. I am heading to town right now because we've got a bit of a parts list, not quite a mile long, but we've got a bit of a parts list together that is a combination of spare parts, it's batteries for the air compressor. We need to do a full service on the ute, so we're needing to get this sort of stuff now so we can start working on things like servicing the ute, getting that all ready to roll. When I say we're getting mighty close to harvest, it is the 15th today of October. I don't think we'll be going by the 20th, so 20th is next week. We've got a few hot days, so yesterday 35 degrees, today's only in the 20s, but Friday 35 degrees, and Saturday is I think 27 or maybe 30 degrees as well. So we've got some hot days which is starting to cook the crops off very nicely. The only issue is the canola is not turning as quick as what I'd like, and it's mostly due to those off types in there, so not ideal. The barley is turning off really quickly, so it's looking like we might be starting in the barley, which I don't like doing because it's really hard for the guys to learn in barley. It's just go, 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 go. But if that's what we're going to do, it's what we're going to do. So we've got the guys here, they're working away at the moment, and this afternoon we'll probably crack into either a service on the ute, or we need to do wheel bearings on all the chasers and make sure they're all good. So we'll get into that. But Henry's finished all the desiccation, that's all done and dusted. Yeah, we're still waiting on the starter motor to go into the Fleetwood, so that's hopefully happening today, maybe tomorrow. Hopefully that's operational. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we're starting next week, so we need all this sort of stuff done and dusted. So that's why I'm heading to town. We'll grab all the stuff, we get going, and we'll be right as rain to get going. Now I'm also grabbing the moisture meter. So last year and the year before, as you guys know, CBH, they do moisture meters for growers. It's like a grower moisture meter, and you put it in a location like our sheds, and it's shared among myself and growers around me. So there's about 4 growers, including myself, who use the moisture meter. We will go into that all again when it comes time, but that's also what I got to pick up today. So it's out here because Will across the road, they've got their big CR11 rocked up the other day. They did nose into some canola. It was a little bit wet, so yeah, I reckon they'll be cracking into it. If not over the weekend, they'll be cracking into it by next week. So we need to get the moisture meter out here so that they've got it. So I'm gonna head to town. Next time you see me, we'll probably be back out at the farm. Okay, back from town. I've got the boys off doing some slashing and some whippersnipping down around some houses. So that's what they were sort of doing this morning. That's what they continue to do now. Later on or tomorrow, we're going to get into servicing the ute and also doing the wheel bearings and everything. But for now, we're just going to focus on them doing that. I've looked at the weather for the next week. Like I said, it's hot on Friday, but then it drops off. It's like 18 degrees and drizzly on Monday, and it's about the same, but 21 on Tuesday. So I don't think we're going to get harvesting straight away next week, like I was sort of hoping. So I reckon it might be around that Wednesday, Thursday next week. So we've got plenty of time to get on with all these other jobs, which is good. It means I'm not stressing so much. So I'll go quickly through what we got from town. You can see we've got the air compressor over there. We've got a bit of an issue with that. It's not starting. Changed the battery out because the battery was knackered. We've also cleaned up all the leads going to the starter motor and all the earth leads, and it's still having a bit of issues. So we'll just put it over there. Still working on it, but we'll just put it over there. The next thing, we went and got the jump pack. We've had this thing for about 3 or 4 years and doesn't work. It was working, and then just stopped working. It's still got charge on the prongs down there, but this thing here has got absolutely nothing. I've taken it apart, checked it. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. I called them and they said, oh, look, sorry, that happens. I was like, oh, great. Said it's not unheard of, but it's not a common thing. Anyway, so what I did is I went and got another one. So this one here is for 12 and 24 volts. So we've been trying to start trucks and things on that, obviously on the 12 volt side, but yeah, now we've got a 24 volt jumper. It'll be a lot better and we won't be putting too much strain on that thing. We've got, those are the filters. Those are parts for the headers. Those are the bags for the guys for doing for their tools. Knife guards. These are bulk bags that I've got for seed. Words will come to me. And then that there is that's a mount for Henry's header for the second screen, because he's going to have a second screen in it. And then I've got, as you can see there, a hose reel and some stuff there so I can chuck up the back here and mount it and then use my air compressor. I got a feeling we're going to be using this one over the one on the service trailer, because this thing is going to kick ass compared to the other one. So let's get it up and let's get it going. Might have been a bit hasty with where I put my fire extinguisher there, because it's kind of in the way of everything here, but we'll make it work. As you guys know, I had a fire extinguisher on my last ute, on the diesel ute. It's just a safety precaution for, you know, mainly things like truck brakes, wheel bearings on fuel bins, stuff like that when you're driving along. If you were to drive along and have a wheel bearing go, and you know you've got a fire going, you've got it accessible, ready to go on the ute. Same with you know, if you're around the fuel bins and like the motor goes up on the auger, you've got a fire extinguisher ready to go. It is also up there because this is a petrol ute, and obviously I want to be smart about it, but it's not the sole reason. But yeah, I've just tacked it on there, and I reckon I'm going to have to relocate that, which I'm a bit annoyed about, because that means I've got 2 holes in the wall of it. But to get this air compressor up and to make it work, yeah, it just doesn't work. The bracket, I would like this to be pulling out the other way, but it's pulling out this way. Not much I can do about that, but yeah, we'll make it work. Got it all set up. So you can see what I mean. I'd prefer to have it around the other way, but you can't actually physically take this off and put it on the other side like you would on a more expensive one of those big reels. You can, you know, they're ambidextrous. This isn't. So it's not too bad, because I can grab it from here pretty easily and just pull it out. One issue is it is only 9 meters long, but 9 meters I should be able to get back if I'm hooked onto a field bin, and I should be able to pump the tyres up. So I've got the air gun hooked on. So let's fire this up and I'll show you how good this air compressor is. So on, bit of choke, turn the fuel on. Now, you can see our gauges are going up. It doesn't take much for this thing to get under pressure because it's so small. Oh, I forget that. This is the blow-off valve, which is right there, right in the way. Anyway, this thing is this air compressor, if it can keep up holding this down, is very impressive. I'll keep holding it down for a bit and see if it keeps holding its pressure. Like I said, I think it was 320 litres a minute of air, which is a very impressive amount of air when you're in the scheme of things. So, that'll turn off in a sec. There we go. And then there we go. So that is it, and sounds like I've done all my my fittings up tight enough, which is good. But that air compressor is very, very impressive. So again, remember, this is from West Air Compressors in Perth, and this is up for grabs. So come November, when we start going the mows, this one here, well, not this one, a new one will be sent out to someone who donates. One of you lucky people who donate will go in the running to win this. So again, massive thank you to West Air Compressors. But yeah, this thing is an absolute beast. I'm very much looking forward to using this to go and blow out radiators, air filters, things like that. This is much easier than hooking onto our service trailer and using that. Service trailer takes a couple goes to get going and it dies on us, and it's a big air compressor, so it takes a while to build its air up. This builds its air up quick, and you're able to get the job done fairly fast. As you can see, that air just kept on coming. So that is, I'm very, very happy with that. So we'll track that back into there. I might actually shorten this up. I think I can shorten that thingy up there, and I might actually get it so it's right up, and then that's right in there, just so it's not hanging on the back of the ute. You know, I can still grab something up there, so put that there. Now I've got to figure out where my fire extinguisher is going to go. It'll try and fit it in here if I can. I want to have it at reaching distance. I do have one in my ute, but I also want to have one on the back ready to go, so if anyone sees a fire, they can just instantly see it and grab it. Got it all sorted, looking nice and neat up there now. Got the air compressor, got the hose, which I can just easily grab, pull out, and away we go. So I'm very excited to use that. Now, a couple of things I forgot, well, one thing I forgot about, you know, what I was getting from town, because I got distracted with whatever we were talking about. I've got a Starlink to set up, that's for the workers, but I've got some iPads. Now, you might be wondering, why have you got iPads, John? So we're going to use a different app this year for our tracking. So our tracking in our headers and chasers. Originally we used a program called AgriTrack. That was a brilliant program, and eventually they went bust and under. Now, whilst that was going under, a local farmer here, only about 30 k's away from me, started developing his own app, which is called Landtrax. And he's been developing it for quite a long time now. And it's only just come out to market as of the last couple of months. So we used AgScan at harvest time last year and then seeding time this year. They are a very, very, very new company. They switched their whole thing because everyone was like, hey, do you guys do tracking on here? And they did a very good job. They switched to tracking and they came up with a very good tracking app. So I'm not getting out of AgScan because, you know, the app didn't work. The app did work and it works perfectly fine. There's two reasons why I'm switching. The first is that Landtrax, local farmer, they're trying to get people on board and using it, and it is currently free. So it's free until the beginning of April. So you can have a trial period, test it, see how it goes over this crucial time of harvest. And then if we like it, then we can then get the subscription for it. The subscription for AgScan was $1,800. So if I weigh that up, free to $1,800, I'm going to go for the free one. It's something I want to trial, and you know, I've trialed AgScan, so now I know what that's like. I'm going to trial Landtrax and see what that's like. And then at the end of that period, I'll decide for seeding next year which one we go for. The second reason for going to Landtrax is that they are pretty heavily involved with getting it into the fire brigades. So down here, we've got a couple of brigades around us. We've got Munglanup, the main one is Munglanup, that's just down there. And then we've got Cascade and Kumulbidjup. Obviously Cascade's the one we're in, Kumulbidjup's just on the other side. All of the people in the brigades are going to be using Landtrax for fire brigade management. So when we're at the fires, we'll be using them to see not only who's on the fire ground, where the people are, but it's also, you know, where the water points are, where the entry points to get into these farms are, things like that. So it made sense to have Landtrax already on the phone and the tablets ready to go, so that one, we had it for, well, you know, if we're using it at harvest time, it's a seamless thing just to switch and jump onto the fire brigade one and then go for that when we're going to a fire. So we'll see how it goes. AgScan is a very good program and they have done very well. Those are the two reasons why I'm switching to Landtrax, and then come seeding time next year, we'll do a proper review on it, and we'll let you know which one we're going for. But for the thing we're needing iPads for is they don't run on Android yet. They're only on Apple, so we had to buy iPads because all our tablets were Android. So that was a bit annoying, but anyway, we got that working. Henry just pulled up because he's got a spike tyre on the truck, but it's a sidewall and only when there's weight on it. So we're going to try and plug it, but we can't find the hole until he's got weight on it. So that's what he's going to go do. But while I was here, we were just tapping the solenoid and fiddling with some wires, and we got that started. So let's just see if I can get it going again. If not, we've got a plan on what we're going to do. There we go. So there we go. We've got 2 air compressors running. So we might jump underneath the car and work on that now. All right, what I'm going to do now is apply this. So this is fibre wrap, and essentially what it's used for is repairing like leaks and stuff on exhausts, boilers, things like that. What we're going to use it for is to make the cats and the exhaust on this thing cooler. So I drove this the other day for about 20 minutes. Pulled up, and then when I pulled up, I got my heat gun out and I tested it, the thermometer. Tested it, and it was at 240 degrees, I think, on the cats and 180 maybe on the exhaust. So obviously that's not good when you're going to be driving around a paddock of stubble. What we're going to do is get under here with that wrap, and we're going to wrap this right here. So this is the cat, this is the catalytic converter, and then this is our normal exhaust here, which then goes back to the mufflers back there. What I am worried about, being a petrol ute, is the temperature of this with stubble. Now, like I said in the last time I talked about this, the stubble we cut at about my hand height there, so we've got quite the distance before we're getting to that. But, you know, I don't want to be complacent. The catalytic converters get the hottest, and then obviously the exhaust is, you know, so after that. So what we're going to try and do is see I might need to maybe not do this. I might need to do this tomorrow. I might need to like drive my ute up here early in the morning, park up, and then wait for it to be completely cold, because I do have to throw my hands around both sides. So I'm going to wrap it all the way from the top straight to the bottom, same on the other side, and then try and do it on this here. I've got 2 rolls, that's all I had, so it's 150 centimeters. I think that will only just cover getting the cat done. Might not even do that. So what I'll do is I'll probably start from the bottom and then work my way up just to make sure. I have ordered more, and then when more come, we'll probably just keep going and just wrap this whole exhaust. Now, if it does become too big of an issue, I will see about getting the cats removed. I don't know if that's completely legal, but we'll see. It'll change the tone of the car, but it'll also make the car a bit safer to drive. So that's the options we've got. So I'll put the camera down. I'm gonna see if I can get my hands around without burning them, and yeah, see what we can do. The first one was a disaster. So let me get out of here. I wrapped it from top to bottom. I was like, 150 centimeters. Surely I should be able to reach the whole distance, and going from the top, I can keep it tighter. Well, I got all the way to nearly the bottom, and the one part that I'm worried about wasn't going to be covered, so I had to roll it all back up and then try again going from the bottom up. So that one there could be cut off and thrown away at some point. 150 centimeters, like I did guess, doesn't go very far. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one on the other side, and then I've got the heat gun, so when I go home tonight, I'll start it up. Yeah, obviously I'll start it up. I'll test it, I'll see what it looks like, and then hopefully the guys in town have got the fibre wrap for me ordered in by the time I go to town again on Friday, and I can pick it up and then keep going with it, because I think it'll be a good thing. I have talked to a couple of people who've done it, and they reckon that it's not for petrol, well, not for what I'm doing it for, but they've done it. One guy had it on a burnout car, and the exhaust was going red. So then they put this fibre wrap on, and then it was to the point that they could nearly touch it. So that's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting that, if any stubble touches it or any long grass or whatever, it doesn't ignite. It's like having a glove on something, or a bit of protection. So we'll see what happens. We can only dream, can't we? Move the ute out of the shed, as you can tell. I've undone the stuff off the wrap. Yeah, there's a a foil that you put around the wrap to try and help keep it all tight. So that's been on there for more than half an hour, so that's it, that comes off. It's running at the moment because I've got my Wi-Fi. I've gone and got my Wi-Fi, my Starlink unit just there, as you guys can see, and then I've gone and done my grommet at the front there, and then my on-off switch, because if you leave them on overnight, normally it's pretty good, but if you keep doing it, you will run the battery down on your utes, and sometimes if you've got a susceptible battery is the word, you'll drain it overnight, and then you're gonna have to jump start your car in the morning. So the thing that I've got to remember is every night when I get home from work is to turn that off, and this is at harvest time, turn it off. Why do we have the Starlink and at harvest time? Because the Telstra is just shocking. It is just horrible around here. And when we've got the CDF app for CBH, it lets me know when Brian's arrived there, what he's accepted, so what grade all of our grain went, and then it lets me know when he's departed, and that's the most important one, because it lets me know he's going to be 20 minutes away, half an hour away, whatever it is. When you don't have signal, it's the worst. There is one issue though. This ute has got Apple CarPlay, just like all the new cars do. Issue is that it's Wi-Fi Apple CarPlay. I'd much prefer to have a cable Apple CarPlay, because the Wi-Fi in the car is too powerful. It just overpowers everything, and I can never operate my phone on the Starlink Wi-Fi and have Apple CarPlay going at the same time. So I've always got to disconnect it. I don't know if I can actually run a cord on this. We're going to find out, because what I'm going to do is disconnect my phone completely from this car so it never connects, and see if I can connect it by phone and see if that does Apple CarPlay that way. So it gets really annoying if you're, say, wanting to do, I don't know, hands-free phone call, for example. You can't do it because your phone's not connected to the car anymore. Something like if you wanted Google Maps driving out in the bush, you can't do it because you can't get your Google Maps up on your screen there, because you had to turn that off so that your Wi-Fi is on your phone it's just a pain in the ass. I hope that makes sense. I think that makes sense to you guys. Anyway, we won't do any showing of tractor work today. Guys are out slashing at the moment. They're moved up here, slashing, whippersnipping, getting all that done. It's nearly time to knock off for a beer. So what we'll do is, when I drive home tonight, I'm going to jump out with the thermometer, whatever it is, and we will check our wrap, and we're going to see the difference in temperature, and yeah, then we'll leave the video there after that. So let's see what difference in temperature the wrap has made. Well, do I have a story for you? And Rhiannon, I just had to lift her off the floor from laughing her bloody ass off. Okay, so I got home and I was getting ready to get underneath and show you guys the if we'd had a difference with the exhaust wraps. Anyway, hindsight, I don't think you're supposed to drive or use them for 24 hours. I thought it was only half an hour and then an hour after that, and it's been about 2 hours since I put them on, so I thought it should be fine. Anyway, I've pulled up here, got the GoPro out, ready to start recording. As I've got out, there is just what I can only assume is smoke billowing out from this side and from that side of the bonnet. And I'm panicking, going, oh my goodness, what is going on here? Lifted up the bonnet, just like so. Just like so, and it's just smoke coming from in there. And well, you've done the only thing logically you could do, is grab your fire extinguisher that we just put up today from the back, which, might I add, works quite well. And just dump the whole lot, well actually I've still got a bit more left in there, but just dump the whole lot into the engine bay because I had no idea what was going on and why it was smoking. Turns out it's the exhaust wraps, everybody. Calm down, nothing to worry about. So Rhiannon has laughed her ass off and taken a video of me, which is not solicited. Anyway, come under here, and I think because I've gone too early on it, it's probably not work, but there you go. You got 187 there, and then when you go to the actual cat there, well, I know why. This one was just, well, it's on fire and smoking, 190, and then down there is 100 and, well, it's coming down 137. If we go to our normal exhaust, that'll go down again. So that is 64. So, hopefully, well, I'm going to leave my ute out now so it can breathe out here. But I'm hoping that, you know, in not driving it, you know, in the next however many hours till we, you know, I go to work in the morning, that has solved the issue. I think next time what I'll do is definitely wait the 12 or 24 hours. It didn't say that you weren't allowed to start it within that period, but that's obviously what happened. And what is smoking and why the wraps are so hot is it's the resin, that the sticky stuff that is part of it. But anyway, you live and you learn. We can just cut them off and we can just put some new ones on. What I will say, fantastic having an air compressor on the back, because that is a powder fire extinguisher, and that air compressor is just amazing. It works bloody well, and I started her up, had it running the whole time, and never had the air drop at all. So if you guys are ever looking for a compact air compressor for your ute, I definitely highly recommend grabbing a West Air compressor, because it works insanely good. The only thing I hope is that this reel ends up working insanely good, because, you know, as we all know, hose reels can lose their hosey realness over time. Right, with that excitement over, I'm going to leave the video there. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and laugh at me, and I'll catch you in the next one.